Hi, second grade. We have been thinking about how shapes and lines work together to make designs. The first few artworks that we did with the onlines were about shapes, and you did spectacular work. I loved seeing your cutouts and how they were layered to make cool designs. Let me show you what we're going to end up with today. At the end of our video today, you should have 4 squares that have different lines. And those lines stop and start in the same sort of place on each square. So no matter how you turn them, you've got a different sort of line happening through your work. Okay, so let me show you these 4 all together. Can you see those 4 pieces? And it is almost like a puzzle. Yeah, because I can turn them and now my artwork looks a little bit different, doesn't it? And what happens if I switch them? So today we're going to figure out the 4 squares of paper, how to stop and start our lines in the middle of each one. Okay? And then for next art class, there will be a video on how to add colors with lines. Well, colors with colors, but using lines. Okay, let's get our paper ready to go. I've got a rectangle of paper, and I'm going to turn this into a square. So I'm going to take the bottom corner, bring it up to make a triangle. I'm going to hold that there, draw a pencil line on the edge, and then I'm going to cut along that pencil line. So now I have 1 square of paper, but I need to turn this into 4 squares, okay? And to do that, I'm going to fold it up, and I'm going to crease the fold. That means I really squish it. And you want your folds to be nice, or you want your edges to be nice and matched. So now I have, I don't know if you can see it, I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut on those 2 lines through the middle. One, 2, 3, 4. And these, quick math connection, we call these quarters, right? 4 pieces that are the same size that make a whole. Okay, now I need to fold each of these into 4, but I'm finished with my scissors. No more cutting. I just need to fold these into quarters again so that I know where to stop and start my lines. So this small square now has a fold, has 2 folds in it. And those folds end up on the middle of each side. And you'll see why we need to do that in just a minute. So I'm folding it and I'm folding it and I'm opening it flat. I'm going a little bit faster, but I want you to take your time so that your folds are really even, so that your lines really match and those edges are nice and straight. Here, I'll do one, try and do one close up for you. Let's see. So I'm bringing it up, folding it, creasing it. And I always fold against a table because then the table helps that paper stay put. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is with a pencil, I'm going to make a small mark just at the end of each fold so that I have a small mark on each. I'm going to go ahead and trace it with Sharpie so that it's easier for you to see what's happening. So I'm going to do that 4 times, each of my papers. And if you're working at home and you're using a marker, tuck a scrap paper underneath so you don't get marker on your table. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so what did I create? What do I have? I have 4 papers that are the same size, that each have stopping and starting lines that match. And now I'm going to draw lines through them and across that space. So I'm going to do that one at a time. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to start here and go across, but I'm not just going to go in a straight line. I'm going to go in a wiggle and a curve and sort of like a number 7. Something like this. How you make your lines is okay. Don't just have it be a lot of scribbles because, oh, I can add a loop though. A loop is a great idea. This gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas to add different designs using lines. Here's one. Here's my next one. I can do something similar or different. I'm going to try and come close to the corner this time. Then I'm going to come close to this corner. Then, whoa, look at this loop. This almost looks like a funny nose on a cartoon character, doesn't it? Or waves. Then over here, I'm going to go across. I'm going to add a loop, a big loop. Whoa, what's going on here? I just crisscrossed those lines. Number 3. And you can see that I'm coming into a different quarter. Now I'm going to go up, down, and back up again. Up. I have a little tiny space here that I just created a little tiny shape. That's okay, but you want bigger shapes when you're adding all these lines and designs next week. Here we go. That little line at the end. And you can see that some of my lines are curves, and then they have straight parts as well. I'm going to go down, way up, way back down like a cool lightning line. Okay, this is what you get to make for today. Now I want to show you something that's going to happen. Because my lines start and stop at the same place, I can change my design just by turning my paper a different way or by switching them. All right, save these in a super safe spot, clip them together. Don't let the cat lick them, that's gross. And next art class, we'll talk about how to add some color to them. See ya.